Hello, everybody. This is Christopher, obviously. Um, Before I get into the confessions part of this video, I wanted to explain a little bit about twin flame love, what we've been experiencing since we've met, Kirsten and I. Twin flame is just a word, or just two words that people have been trying to use to describe this intense connection. Everything fits. It's very real. It's very extremely powerful. And I truly believe, and we talked about this a long time ago, that once our spirits met, they weren't going to let us not heal and become whole people so we could be whole in our union. And I really believe that is the truth. Our union has been quite amazing, but one of the healing aspects of our union is that our triggers feed on each other. So, and both of us have trauma and in our past, we're trying to, we're releasing that. We've been doing it the whole time and quite a bit beforehand. But what I wanted to talk about was my behavior, and I've said some things and I've done some things regarding Kirsten, and the truth of anything I said isn't really important, but because the real truth is that Kirsten is a spectacular human being. She has, she has her own stuff she's dealing with, and we all do. And sometimes it takes center stage, and that's just the way it goes. And I absolutely know how that works. Anyhow, when Kirsten left me, when I dropped her off in Virginia at her mother's, a whole process started for me. I started having the most extreme pain that I could ever imagine. And it's all surrounded by what I just call my mother wound. My mother lacks the ability to connect. And as a child, and probably even before I was even born, that connection that lacked was excruciating. And I've developed a lot of strategies on connecting, so I could feed that need that I had was starving for it as a child. And then to make that worse, I had a lot of abuse experiences. Probably my whole childhood was some kind of abuse experience, whether it's physical, emotional, or sexual. And I didn't have any support. And I'm not making excuses for my behavior that I'm going to describe, but I didn't have any support as a child, so everything just kind of got pushed down. And over the years, I've hurt a lot of people with my anger, and I was able to not do any of the other stuff that was done to me, but the anger part, the yelling, and sometimes raging, comes out, and mainly it hurts the people I care about the most, the people that I open my heart up to the most. If they hurt me, or if I perceive a hurt, and those are all triggers that are basically just excavating the pain that's inside of me, and that's why a lot of times the trigger doesn't match the actual event. But anyhow, regarding our relationship, when she dropped me off, I realized I started to feel that pain. It was the mother wound pain. Very extreme, and that's my whole life has been dealing with that and stuffing a lot of it. And when she dropped me off, it started that process of releasing extreme pain, and everywhere I went, I saw Kirsten. Everything I did, I saw Kirsten. So it was like a constant reminder that she has chosen not to be connected to me anymore. And that's kind of how I was processing it, subconsciously. I wasn't quite aware until recently. But when she ghosted me the other day, it broke me, basically. It ripped me wide open, and I understood stuff better than I've ever had. I've always known it's not a good idea to yell at people. But what I realized is that my yelling and the raging and all that stuff was no better or no worse. No better than the actual physical abuse that I suffered as a child that I swore I would never do to anyone. And I haven't, except that anger, some people can handle it better than others, and poor Kirsten, she's a gentle spirit. She's a fragile spirit, and I know that. And every time I yelled at her, it was killing her a little bit inside. And, when I came to realize that, and then I had a lot of pain. Really, I've been crying a lot since then. Her ghosting me was actually a gift. Her leaving me was a gift to both of us, because I believe we were both having a lot of revelations and insight into things that we didn't have before. Anyway, my yelling has been going on my whole life. I thought I got a lot of control over it after the summer of 2018. I went through I had a personal crisis in my life regarding one of my children, and it sent me into this healing spiral. I went to Sedona, I had vision quests, all kinds of crazy stuff happened. And I was having these weird releases for like 3 months straight, where I'd basically be doubled over in pain and crying, and just felt like something was just being, excavated out of the inside of me, and it didn't feel good. Anyway, Kirsten witnessed one of those. Yay for her, early on in our relationship. But those have pretty much passed. But I still so I thought I had dealt with it, because that was all surrounding abuse stuff as a child, nothing to do with my mother really too much. But then the whole relationship we've been together, my mother wound has been presenting itself. And every time, let me describe one of the twin flame things is there's a runner and there's a chaser. Kirsten's the runner and I am the chaser. We fit the mold. We do that. And I don't want to chase anymore. And I don't want her to run anymore. But every time she was going to run, or even had energy, even thought about it, I felt it every single time. And there's another aspect of the twin flame. We feel each other. Even though she's in Virginia, we still feel each other. And so anytime that presented itself, it would trigger up my mother wound, which would be the lack of connection. And Kirsten's the most beautiful connection I've ever had. And the idea of losing that was very, very painful. And it came out in some really ugly ways. And I apologize for that. And regarding back to my anger, the monster, when the monster comes out is when the anger comes out, and it's basically pain has taken over my brain and has overwhelmed my heart. I don't want that fucking shit to happen anymore. And another thing I want to mention, I don't want anybody saying anything negative about Kirsten, because she's actually a beautiful human being, and we need to encourage the positive things in people, not look at the poor choices, or well, poor choice is not even a good word. Look at just being judgy, judging people based on what they do, what their life experience is, or how they lead their life. That's no one's fucking business, and I shouldn't have posted anything personal that was so fucking out of line. Anyhow, I'm hoping that this might help some people, because it really knocked me down and really got me thinking about a lot of things. And at this point, I'm in a good place regarding her needing space and her needing to be no contact. Whatever she needs to do, that's what really love is, and that's what I'm gonna do. Whatever she needs to get back in balance and back on solid ground, that's what I'm giving to Kirsten. Whatever. And I'm not going anywhere. I'm not gonna. I can't have a relationship. I don't give a shit. If I wanted to, everywhere I go, there's Kirsten. I see people and they remind me everybody is Kirsten. So it's crazy. And I don't want to. I want my love. I want my beloved, and I'm willing to wait as long as it takes. And I wanted to apologize for allowing my anger to hurt her. And she's not the only person I've hurt. I've hurt so many people, my children. Oh my God, I can't. My children. This is some hard shit to look at. Let me tell you what. It puts me down every time I start thinking about it. And I'm not going to do it anymore. If I have to cut my vocal cords, I am not going to do it anymore. I can't. It destroys me. I know it hurts the people that get the lashing out, but it also is killing me. And I don't want to lose any more people in my life. Fortunately, my children are still around, and, people that are really important are still around. But And I open my heart big to people when I go into any kind of relationship, whether it's a friendship or intimate relationship or whatever. Um, there's another thing we have in common. We both love big. And when you do that, it kind of, I think it makes it harder for the person to walk away when they probably should. Anytime I yell at somebody like that, they should have fucking left me right away, because it wasn't okay. It was not fair. It was cruel. It was abusive. I mean, bottom line. It was all verbal, but it was like getting hit with a hammer. I know it. I mean, I'm used to that. I grew up with it, getting yelled at, and I grew up my whole life. Yelling's been a part of it. But not everybody can handle that shit, and nobody should have to handle it. And I am really delving in deep. I'm getting to the pain. I'm getting it released. I'm feeling at peace, being alone. I'm doing the hospice thing. That's good. I can't wait, actually. I thrive on service, so it's a good thing. Anyway, I wanted to apologize to everybody in my life, and I'm hoping some people see this and it gets circulated, because I want them all to know that I truly do understand the kind of pain and hurt that I caused when I allowed my anger and my pain to overcome my heart and get inside of me and take over and take control. I'm dedicated to that never happening again. I'm gonna do whatever it takes. I'm so sorry to my children, to everyone in my family that's ever had to deal with it. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I wish I could take it back, but I can't. And Kirsten, oh my God, I'm so sorry. You're the love of my life, and I'm going to wait as long as it takes. Nobody's going to get near me. Anyway, I am doing okay now, and please, if anybody has anything negative to say about Kirsten, you're going to get blocked right away. I don't want to see it. I just don't want to hear it. I know what our challenges are, the both of us. I don't need people's outside input that actually don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. So, anyway, I hope this wasn't too hard for people to listen to, but I really felt like I was a monster for a lot of years to a lot of people. I am a good person. I have a really big heart, and I really care, and I have a lot of empathy, but I also had a monster inside of me, and sometimes it came out, and it hurt the people I cared about the most. And I wish I could take it back, but I can't. And I'm 55 years old. That's a lot of fucking years of doing that. And anyone who's listening that has any anger out inside of them that comes out like yelling or raging or any of that, don't waste your time, man. Get that shit done with. It's not okay. It hurts people. And anyway, that's all I have to say. I hope everybody's having a great day. Bye.